Hey y'all, thanks so much for clicking into this video. If this is your first time here, then welcome. My name is Lori, and on this channel, Life with Lori, I talk about everything planning, organizing, DIY, home improvement, lifestyle, travel, all that good stuff. So if that's something you find interesting, let's hang out for a few minutes. Today's video is an update to a video that I made not that long ago. Just a few short weeks ago, I was getting ready to travel to Asia for 2 weeks, and I had determined that I was over checking luggage, that I was not checking luggage anymore, that I am a carry-on only traveler. From that point forward, I was a carry-on only traveler. And today's video is an update to that to let you know how it went. So let's chat. Now, when I made that video, I had already been planning for this minimalist packing experience and to make that trip to Asia with just a carry-on bag for a while. I had been practicing with a certain number of specific items for several weeks, a couple of months before I left, to make sure that I was comfortable living for 2 weeks with just the number of clothing items that I was going to take. And what I found worked really super well for me was 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 2 dresses, 2 swimsuits, 1 cover-up, 1 lightweight jacket, and 3 pairs of shoes. And that was it. And as it turns out, that worked really, really well for me. So I stand by that formula, absolutely. And I think that formula would work for an extended period of time. I think you could probably travel for several months with just that little bit of clothing because that worked really, really well. Laundry was available to me everywhere I went. We did laundry a couple of times while we were on our trip. My husband, the captain, took about the same number of clothing pieces that I took, and he was just fine as well. So I stand by that. 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 2 dresses, 2 swimsuits, 1 swimsuit cover-up, 1 lightweight jacket, and 3 pairs of shoes. Served us very well. We were good with that. But let me tell you this, there is something I would change for that specific trip. When we went to Thailand for my 4 bottoms, I took 3 pairs of shorts and 1 skirt. And if you saw any of my Thailand videos, you know one thing for sure from one video after the next, it is freaking hot in Thailand. And like, I'm from Texas, and Texas is a very hot, humid place. I live on the coast in Texas, and it is a very hot, humid place for much of the year. But let me tell you, it is not Thailand humid hot. Now, it gets Thailand humid hot, but it really only gets Thailand humid hot in Texas towards the end of July, beginning of August, and by the end of August, it's already starting to cool down a little bit. It never cooled down the whole time we were in Thailand. It didn't matter if it was day, if it was night, whatever. It was hot and humid. So when I go back, I will only take 2 pairs of shorts. So when I go back, I will only take 2 pairs of shorts, and I'll take 2 long full skirts because those allow everything to breathe. And when it's that hot and humid, that's what you want. You want everything to breathe. So the clothing formula, that worked out so well. And if you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna link it right here where I go into a lot more detail about what I was taking, the quantities I was taking, why I chose it, and how it worked out. So you can see that. Now let's get, so with the clothing packing formula nailed down, let's get on to the hardest aspect of packing for me. That's toiletries. And I know when I made my toiletries packing video, a lot of people watched that video and thought, Lori, you just don't need all that stuff. You just are not going to need all that stuff. Well, let me tell you how that turned out. Now, I know I'm high maintenance. Like, I'm not even gonna deny that. Let's just start right there. If you haven't seen the video where I was packing my toiletries, I'll link it here for you to see it. I even admit it right up front in that video, I know I'm high maintenance. I have very sensitive skin. I have super highlighted hair. Like, I have needs, and I've created a self that needs a lot of maintenance. And so I know that I travel with a lot more toiletries than maybe the average person would need. I get that, I admit it right up front. Hi, my name is Lori, and I'm about as high maintenance as they come. I admit it freely because it's just part of who I am, and it's gonna be okay. But with that being said, when I pack for my next trip to Asia, I am definitely going to make some changes. And let's talk about what those changes are gonna be right now. So as weird as it may be, we are filming in my bathroom today because that's where I keep all my toiletries products. And this is what I use on just about an everyday basis. Check that out. Now, I don't use all of this every day, but I use at least most of it every day. And I have to admit that I am pretty proud to say that I did get all of that reduced down to just this. I got all of that reduced down to just this. I'm still kind of pretty proud of it. Like looking at all of that and looking at this and knowing that I made all of that fit into just this was really a big accomplishment for me. If you haven't seen that video, let me just give you the short and sweet rundown of how I did that. The first thing I did is I looked for manufacturer-produced travel sizes of the brands, the products that I use every day, so that those were already downsized and packaged perfectly for me to just put in my liquids bag and, you know, move on through TSA security. The second step of reducing my toiletries to a reasonable carry-on size was to find solid forms of as many products as I could possibly find that would work for me, so I wouldn't have to worry about keeping them under the TSA liquids guidelines. So I replaced several products with solid products, and that worked well. And then the last step of downsizing my toiletries to be able to use a carry-on only was to decant as many products as I possibly could into these little bitty travel size airless pump bottles. These worked so very well for me. 10 out of 10 would absolutely recommend. In fact, I will even link these down below so that you can check these out. These come in a bunch of different sizes, and after using them in this small size, I know I love them. I'm actually going to order some more in some of the bigger sizes. But that worked super well. Now let me tell you what didn't work. The only thing that didn't work for me was the solid sunscreen. Now I was going to keep all the products that worked for me and all the products that didn't, because I knew when I got back from Asia that I was going to be filming this updated video. But we moved around in Asia a lot. In fact, we only spent maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 days in each location that we visited the whole 2 weeks that we were there. So that meant we were living out of our suitcases, we were packing up and unpacking, we were moving a lot. And after moving these products that I knew weren't working for me one time, and then a second time, and then a third time, I thought, this is stupid. I am not going to continue to cart these products that I absolutely do not want to have in my carry-on case with me from one place to another for the whole 2 weeks when I know it's not working. So I threw it away. I got rid of the solid sunscreen while we were in Asia. That's right. That was the only thing that didn't work for me. I had been using the solid sunscreen while I was here in Texas for several weeks before I went to see if it was something that would work and that I like, and it worked just fine here in Texas. But in Asia, it was absolutely a miserable product to work with. I mean, it was so uncomfortable. In Asia, it just kind of sat on top of your skin. It never really was absorbed into your skin, and so you could feel that kind of sticky, waxy feeling on your skin in 100 billion degree heat and 100 million% humidity. And obviously those are big exaggerations, because we would clearly all be dead if any of that was true. But that's what it felt like at the moment for me. Even though I'm accustomed to the Texas heat, I'm not accustomed to the Thailand heat. And I don't know how long I would have to be there to get accustomed to that. But whatever, I wasn't, and that solid stick sunscreen was just a miserable experience. So we threw that away just like the second day after we got there, purchased lotion sunscreen, and moved on with our life, and everything was fantastic. Now I know when a lot of people watched that video and they were waiting for this update, they were thinking I was gonna say this: you don't need to take all that stuff. You absolutely don't need to take all that stuff. And you know what? Maybe you don't. If there was shampoo and shower gel in every single hotel we stayed at. Every single hotel we stayed at provided shampoo and shower gel. Shampoo and shower gel alone, not gonna cut it for me. So if it's not gonna cut it for you either, that is totally okay. Now you can buy every single toiletry product that you use here in Thailand and, you know, most places in the world. But after traveling for 27 hours, we got to our first hotel at 11:30 at night. And the only thing in that hotel was shampoo and shower gel. And the first thing we wanted was to shower when we got there, because we had been traveling for 27 hours straight. Do you really want to have to stop at a convenience store or any other store and pick up the things you need at 11:30 at night when you've already been traveling for 27 hours straight before you can shower? Now, I don't, but that's just me. If you do, then that is totally cool. You can do that. But for me, I found it so much more convenient and so much more comforting to just have the stuff I know I use, I know works for me, I know I like, it's not gonna irritate my skin, right there with me, so I could just go and do my thing without having to make another stop before I could finally take a shower and go to bed after 27 hours. But admittedly, that's just me. Now, with all that being said, That does not mean the only thing I regret taking with me was solid stick sunscreen. There is a whole category of stuff that I absolutely regret taking with me. It was heavy. I mean, it's not super heavy, but when you're living out of a carry-on only from one place to another for a couple of weeks, day after day after day, anything that takes up space has a little bit of weight to it and everything gets heavy after a while. And it did take up quite a bit of space. And when I go back to Asia, I absolutely will not take all of this stuff with me. And let me tell you what that is. And this is probably gonna surprise you because I am so high maintenance. I know it definitely surprised me. This, my friends, is my very pared down makeup kit. Yeah, my makeup kit. And that's the one thing that I will not be taking with me next time I go back to visit Asia. And if you watch any of my Thailand videos, you will see that I'm not wearing makeup in almost all of those videos because it's too damn hot. I tried makeup. I put makeup on the first day I was there, and all those Thai women are absolutely stunningly beautiful. They are, they're beautiful. And I'm over there with my makeup on looking like I am melting into a puddle of melted cruddy makeup. And so that's the only time I wore makeup the whole time I was there, was just that first day. The next time I go, I will simply take some mascara, some lip gloss, and some sunscreen, and I'm gonna call it a day. Because it didn't take me long at all in Thailand to figure out that's all you need, that's all you can stand, and there's no point in carrying all of this with you when you're not even gonna wear it, you're not gonna use it, you're not even gonna touch it. Now, when I go back to Thailand and I don't have any makeup with me, if there is some reason why I feel like I have got to go all hardcore glam on this face, I have got to make up this face, every single brand of makeup that I use in the States is absolutely available in Thailand. I saw it in malls and different stores, all the brands, all the colors, everything I use here in the States is available there. In fact, there's more brands, there's more things available there than there is even available here in the States. So that is something I won't take with me to Thailand again. I'm not carrying all this makeup across the world with me again. I won't do it because I know I can get good stuff there if I decide I need it. I can even probably get better stuff there than what I've got here. And if I decide I need it, I'll go do that because I'm not carrying all this around again. That's not happening. So that's it. And that might surprise a lot of you. I stand behind everything I took to Thailand, even though a lot of you thought it was crazy, because it worked for me. I was comfortable. The only thing I won't take again is all that makeup because I can't wear all that makeup in all that heat. And now, with all of that being said, I am so curious to know, how do y'all travel? Especially the ladies, or even the guys out there. Like the guys out there that wear makeup and have a lot of specific skincare needs, I don't care. Let me know, how do you travel? Like, do you take the stuff you need with you? Do you do it the same way I do? Or, you know, are you doing something different? Let me hear from you. Drop down in the comments below and let me know what is working for you, what is not. Do you think I'm absolutely nuts for having taken all this stuff? Are you surprised that when I go back, I won't be taking makeup? Oh my gosh, I can't spit it out. Let's hang out and chat in the comments down below. And one last thing, if you don't mind, before you go, if you like hanging out here on this channel from time to time, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. I am trying so hard to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can start doing live streams. I so want to do a live stream. I haven't done it yet, but I've got to have 1,000 subscribers to get started doing that, and I'm not there yet. So if you are not subscribed and you are watching till this point, please do consider subscribing to the channel so, you know, we can do a live stream and hang out on a live stream from time to time. I look forward to doing that if I ever get that opportunity. And until I see you in the next video, bye y'all, bye y'all, bye, 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 bye. Okay, that's stupid. I don't know what's got into me. I still clearly have jet lag. I don't know. Don't watch that part. Just close your eyes. Bye y'all.